Welcome to Math Plus, where math makes sense.
In this video, we will multiply decimals using models.
This represents 1. This whole square represents 1. And if we take that square and divide it into 10 equal parts, then each of those parts is 1/10. So this blue strip here is 1/10. And then if we take each one of these strips and divide them into 10 equal parts, you get this little tiny blue square up here, and that equals 100, meaning there's 100 of them in this whole square. Again, this is easier to really comprehend and visualize if you think of this as being $1. So like this first square represents $1. The tenths represent a dime. And you know it takes 10 dimes to equal $1. So there are 10 of these here. We only have one shaded. And then over here, one little square is like a penny. And it takes 10 pennies to equal a dime and 100 pennies to equal $1. So we're going to use these models to demonstrate how to multiply decimals. Here we have 5/10 times 3/10. So this means that we want to take 5/10 and then we want to take 3/10 of that 5/10. So it's kind of hard to think through. So let's model it. First, let's shade 5/10. So there are 10 columns and 10 rows here. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to shade 5 of them. Okay, so let me get this done. Go over 5 and get it all shaded green is what I'm doing. Okay, so I have shaded 5/10. Remember, each one of these columns here is a tenth. This is a tenth, this is a tenth, and so on. And so we shaded 5 of those. What happened? Oh, wow, it like turns black. So see, I have to do 3 rows. But you notice that when I put the pink over the green, it turns black. But this is good, though, because this shows it. The answer is where they overlap. So the answer would be all of those black squares. So let me get a white pen. So this would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. So the answer is 15 hundredths, because remember I counted little squares. So it's 15 hundredths. Okay. All right, let's try another one. I'm going to try it a little different way this time. Okay, this is 3/10 times 4/10. So I'm going to go ahead and start with the 3/10 across here. So I'm going to do 3 across. Now I'm going to do the 4/10 up and down. So now I'm going to go over 4 and go down. See, I'm going up and down instead of across. Okay, so let's look at this. This is 0.3. See, there's 1, 2, 3 rows. That's 3/10. And up and down is 4. This is 0.4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So my answer is where they overlap. I don't know about you, but I think that is so cool. So my answer, there's 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So the answer to 3/10 times 4/10 is 12 hundredths. Because remember, when I counted these little squares, and those are hundredths. So the answer is 12 hundredths. Now, I don't know if you've noticed anything, but let me go back a slide. 3 times 5 is 15. Isn't that interesting? But it's 15 hundredths. Our answer here is 3/10 times 4/10 is 12 tenths. You can see the relationship to multiplication. All right, let's try another one. 9/10 times 5/10. All right, so let's start by doing 9. That means I got to go all the way over here except for just the last one because I need 9/10 shaded. I like multiplying decimals. I think it's the funnest because I just think it's so neat how you just have to overlap them and that's your answer. So this is 9/10. Okay, so let me mark that up here is 9/10 because I did 9 columns. Now I want to go the other way and I want to do 5/10. And remember, 5/10 would just simply be half of everything, right? It would be half of it. So I'm going to start here. Oh, this doesn't change colors as much. But still, we can still get our answer because we know that it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 that overlap the blue. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 rows of 9, which is 45. So 45 hundredths, because remember, we're not counting like $45 bills. We're counting, it's 45 pennies. Because remember, each little square represents like 1/100th or a penny. So as you can see, it gets very tedious if the numbers get larger. That's why we have to learn how to, how to use the regular multiplication, which we call the algorithm, the step-by-step approach to multiplying. But I wanted to show you multiplying a decimal by a whole number. Now, if you think about it, if you multiply 3 times 4, that means that you add 3 4 times, right? Whoops, it doesn't equal that. If I add 3 4 times, I get 12, okay? So it's the same thing here, only instead of adding 3 1s, we're adding 3 tenths. So let's go ahead and highlight 3 tenths. Here's 3, okay? There's 3. Now we need 4 of these. So here's another 3. Oh, you know what? I realize I'm going to need another one of these squares. Let me put that over there. Okay, so let's go back. Okay, there's a two 3 tenths. Now I need to get a 3 tenths again, because remember I have to do it 4 times. 1 here and 2 up here. So again, I'm taking 3 tenths and I'm multiplying it by 4, which means I have to add 3 tenths 3 times. Here's one set of 3 tenths. Here's a second set, a third set, and this is the fourth, and the rest of it is up here. So if we put this all together, you can see that our answer is 1 whole and 2 tenths. 1 whole, and then I have 2 tenths shaded over here. So 3 tenths times 4 is 1 and 2 tenths. That's how you use models to multiply decimals.